cabinet members are now crying, actually appearing to cry on live TV as California Governor Gavin Newsom speaks with moral clarity, goes on the offense, and mocks and humiliates and calls out this disgraceful Trump regime. This is why we need leaders like Governor Newsom who go on the offense, because when you do, you expose these Trumpers for the crybabies that they are. Let me show you what Governor Newsom was saying, then I'm going to show you Donald Trump's cabinet essentially crying on live TV. Tell me what you think. Governor Newsom posts the following message. He goes, Dozy Don cannot keep his eyes open long enough to negotiate with the Democrats to stop the shutdown. Many are now saying he cannot keep track of the day or time, keep saying he made calls yesterday. He did not, and relies on his auto Sharpie and Miller to make all decisions. He's now whispering to his pen, dementia, asking for help, but he knows only I, America's favorite governor, Gavin C. Newsom, can answer the call and save America. I know the art of the deal and can step in to save the country once again. I will be able to talk to the other side of the aisle, he puts random words in quotes, and create the greatest deal of all time. We will all be richer than anyone thought possible, and America will be hot once again, he puts hot in quotes. You are welcome, Don. We will save healthcare for millions and make eggs cheaper. Mike Littleman Johnson must leave his very violent district and come back to D.C. as I have just commanded. Everyone will flood the streets to cheer, Daddy, 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 because the government will be open. Gavin C. Newsom, your daddy, will finally be home, and D.C. will be beautiful again because of it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. GCN, that's a real message from California Governor Gavin Newsom. Then he calls Stephen Miller SS. That's the new nickname, Submissive Stephen. Many people are saying that, quote, Submissive Stephen, SS Miller, is throwing the biggest, most pathetic tantrum in the entire West Wing, crying, stomping, wailing, our quotas, our arrest of children. How will we survive without raiding the innocent? His tantrum was so loud it triggered a small earthquake in San Francisco. Scientists are calling it the Millerquake. He is furious that I, Gavin C. Newsom, the real leader of America, just signed beautiful new laws to hold Trump's secret police accountable. No masks, no raids in our schools and hospitals. Kids, teachers, nurses are safe again because of me. SS Miller is now grounded. No juice box, no cartoons. When you're ready to stop terrorizing Americans, Stephen, your daddy, me, might unground you. Until then, it's time out. You are welcome, America. GC, and he keeps calling himself Stephen Miller's daddy. And MAGA Mike Johnson's daddy. He goes, I'm your daddy. Call me daddy. Then Governor Newsom posts the following, side by side, and he writes, America first. On the left-hand side, a report from the Financial Times from yesterday saying U.S. manufacturing and construction are experiencing recession-like conditions per the Financial Times. On the right side, a photo from the Financial Times saying Trump administration offers financial lifeline to Argentina's Javier Milei. Yep, the United States government is planning on a bailout package for Argentina using our taxpayer dollars. So American farmers are screwed, manufacturing is screwed, construction workers are screwed, all Americans are screwed, your groceries are less affordable, probably struggling to pay your rent or buy a home, they're ripping away our health care, but Donald Trump's right-wing extremist buddy, Javier Milei, who's run Argentina into the ground, despite Trump and MAGA saying America should be modeled after the Javier Milei regime, Donald Trump's going to bail him out with our taxpayer dollars. I'm going to get to show you the Trump regime officials crying on live TV as well. Just give me a second. Governor Newsom posts the following. Groceries are up. Electricity costs are up. Inflation is up. And Donald Trump's reaction is to shut down the government and take away health care for millions of people. Remember that. And you see how Governor Newsom spoke with moral clarity there, directly, simply, there's no ambiguity. It's true. Donald Trump ordered MAGA Mike Johnson to shut down the government. He said, don't speak with Democrats. Republicans should have no contact, yet alone negotiate with Democrats in the House and Senate. And MAGA Mike has canceled 2 critical days of voting on September 29th and September 30th. Why? Because the MAGA Republicans want a shutdown to try to blame the horrible economic conditions on Democrats, and they want to hide the Epstein files. And if Congress is shut down, then maybe Americans will focus on something other than the release of the Epstein files. Governor Newsom reposts the White House saying this. The White House posts a AI rendering of what they want the UFC fights to look like in front of the White House. Yes, the White House will be hosting UFC fights. Again, it's going to cost our taxpayers, American taxpayers, significant amount of money. The White House is posting, see you on the South Lawn, UFC. 90,000 square foot golden ballrooms, UFC fights on the White House lawn, destroying the Rose Garden and turning it into, quote, Club Rose Garden, a private club for Trump's rich friends, an extension basically of Mar-a-Lago at the White House that taxpayers pay for. Trump riding around in golden carriages and gallivanting in the United Kingdom as the royal family rolls out the Disney princess experience for Donald Trump and his family, while everyday Americans like you are suffering as a result of Trump's actions. Hey everybody, Ben Meiselas here from the Midas Touch Network. I wanted to let you know about my podcast partner, Michael Popak's new law firm. It's called the Popak Firm. A bad day today. You're welcome, America. That was the day Governor Newsom signed 4 pieces of legislation into law, anti-masking, stopping ICE raids of schools, etc. And then the Trump regime, like typical fascists, go right into victim mode, right? Trump's federal prosecutor in the Central District of California goes, we have zero tolerance for direct or implicit threats against government officials. I've referred this matter to the Secret Service and requested a full threat assessment. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has said X, Y, and Z person is going to have a bad day. But this is what these fascists do. They immediately play the victim, and she goes on, and, she wants an Oscar or an Emmy for this. She goes on Hannity, and she's like, when I saw that the governor posted this, I was so sad. I was scared for my life, and my family was scared, and everybody was sending this to me. And then she invokes the name of Charlie Kirk as though that was like a death threat to her. This is what these people, it's why these are horrible humans, for real. Because they terrorize people, and then you stand up, you mock them, and then immediately they do things like Governor Newsom would never go and be like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Governor Newsom would never do that. But that's what these MAGAs do. Oh my God, they're going after me, please. Y'all were posting videos with the Pokemon music, Gotta Catch 'Em All, while showing ICE raids of migrants. Y'all were posting videos of invading Santa Fe swap meet. And Governor Newsom, y'all are out there like terrorizing schools and car washes and Home Depot parking lots and courthouses. And Governor Newsom says, yeah, she's going to have a bad day today. Oh my God, I'm going to have a bad day. They're coming after me. Oh my God, Secret Service, help me. So pathetic. These are losers. These, this type, right? Like you've grown up. These are losers. These are loser individuals. Watch her cry. Here, play this clip.
Well, let's get your reaction to bad day for you.
Well, it was cryptic, and it was really menacing, I would say, Sean. It immediately panicked my family and friends. Within, I would say, a couple of minutes of that being posted, I started to get text messages and phone calls, family, my kids saying, are you okay, Mom? Are you fine? They know the threats that I've had. They know the threats that they've had, the things that have happened to them because of politicians like this that say things and somebody grabs onto them that has an agenda, the cartels and criminals that have threatened our family already. So when you get a post like that by a governor, immediately, my staff and family think, what is going on? What does he mean? And we're trying to figure it out. So, this is a day and age where we've always known that words matter, but there's been real consequences that we have realized that have happened to incredible people like Charlie that we'll have to live with forever. And I hope we all learn from that. I hope we all learn that it's time to start listening to each other, having civil discourse, and stop ridiculous, irresponsible posts like.
Good morning. This is Elder G again. This Christy Nome here. This is the woman that Trump nominated that tried to help overthrow the government on January 6th. This is the same woman that was helping Donald Trump plan. Christy Nome, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi. They was all with Trump to plan January 6th. This is the same woman that got home ice going around with masks on, with no markings on their ice car, no badge number, jumping out of cars, hiding in bushes outside of schools, outside of daycare center. Arresting a parent, taking their child, going to pick up their child from daycare, waiting in Home Depot lots, people that's trying to work and make money and take care of their family. Black and brown people got family too. Black and brown men got wives and children and got bills to pay just like you. What did you think black and brown people was gonna do when you have a rogue government that's taking your tax dollars, but your federal government don't care nothing about you, don't care nothing about your family, don't care nothing about your children? What do you think the 148 million black and brown people is gonna do? We ain't gonna let you walk all over us. You done put us in chains one time. You done took away all our rights one time. We are never gonna let that happen again. We know what you would do. We are not gonna let you take away our rights. We just not gonna do it. We'll die before we let you ever take away our rights again. I keep on trying to tell you, no matter how scared a dog is, if you back into a corner, he's gonna come out attacking. We done beg you. I done came on this broadcast since October and try to tell you this ain't the black people or 1619 or 1719 or 1819 or 1919 or 2019. We know what you are capable of. We done saw you do it. You done did it with Spain. You went to war and took away the colonies that they started before Britain. You came here and the Native American helped save your life, taught you how to plant, what crop to plant, and what to use for medicine. And you turned around and warred them with death and put them in a concentration camp, which you call a reservation. The Japanese came here looking for a better life. And as soon as Pearl Harbor, you put them in concentration camps. We know what you will do. And we never gonna let it happen again. So you know when you turn that madman Donald Trump loose, you saw what he did in the first term, trying to get rid of black and brown people, trying to take away black and brown people rights. The man tried to overthrow the government on January 6th. The man was convicted of 34 felonies. The man company was convicted of fraud. The man was convicted of sexual assault. And 77 million people said, put this madman in charge. Worse than John Gotti. Worse than Al Capone. 77 million people voted for this man, knowing what a big criminal he is, because he wanted to hit them to stick it to the Democrats and the black and the brown people. All you did was stir up a hornet's nest. Now blood is getting ready to be, now blood have already been shed. And there's more blood. There's more blood. When you down on your knees crying, trying to get God to help turn things around, God ain't going to be there for you. God is going to step aside. God gave you 450 years to change. And you worse off now than you was in slavery. Back in slavery time, we didn't have no rights. These no good MAGA Republicans now is trying to take away the rights that been given to us since 1619. It's not going to happen. And I believe that we're going to win. I believe that Jesus is with us. I believe that Jesus is leading and guiding the black and the brown people. If you don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. But if you come after us, and you come after our family, you come after our friends, you come after our church family, we have no choice but to defend ourselves. I'm a man of God. I don't believe in violence. But God say you have every right to defend your family. You have every right to defend your town. You have every right to defend your city. And you have every right to defend your state. The governor in your state is your leader. Each state is sovereign. Your government has a national guard. If the local police can't handle a situation, your governor has the authority to call up the National Guard, to call the White House and ask to mobilize the National Guard. Your state don't need Donald Trump. All they need to do is when the governor in an emergency asks to activate the National Guard, the answer just need to be yes. Donald Trump ain't nothing but a show. He think he doing a TV show. He done bankrupt this country. No, do you know how much money he spent? Do you know what he done spent money on? No. And you know what? It ain't Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just a sick, dumb man. It's the House of Representatives that ran by the Republicans right now. It's the United States Senate that ran by the Republicans now. It's the Supreme Court that MAGA. They're the one that's pulling Trump's string. Trump don't have no power because the House of Representatives and the United States Senate, they can impeach Trump. They can override any bill that Trump passed. The House and the Senate have the authority. They're in control of the money, and they're in control of the laws. All the laws that Donald Trump is going against, he should have been fired He should have been fired in his first term. He was impeached in his first term, but those no good Republicans in the United States Senate wouldn't do it. And the Supreme Court, with those 6 MAGA that giving Donald Trump everything he wants, that those 6 MAGA that's on the Supreme Court that's going to start a civil war, because they got the power to stop it. They the one that gave him immunity as long as he in office. He can assassinate his opponent if he want to. That Supreme Court is no good. That Supreme Court is not looking out for black and brown people. Tell me something that since Donald Trump been in office, tell me something that the Supreme Court have did for black and brown people. Tell me something that the House and the Senate have did to help black and brown people. Tell me something that the president and the vice president is done in the 9 months that he been in office, that he done for the black and brown people. He ain't done nothing for the black and brown people except cut off grants to go to college to someone that got good grades. He cutting out free lunches where low-income people can't afford to pay for lunch. He cutting out food stamps. Low-income people making $7 an hour, $8 an hour that can't feed their kids. What do you think those people gonna do? I'll steal, I'll beg, borrow, and steal to feed my kid. If I do everything I can to feed my kid and I can't, I'm going to rob somebody. I'm going to burglarize somebody's house. I'm going to steal somebody's car because I'm going to feed my kids. And you know that. And you put this no good, hateful, prejudiced man in office. 77 million people, not just whites, blacks, Mexican, Asian, Arab, Jews, some Native Americans. It's a shame. It's a shame that people are talking out of both sides of their neck. Ain't nothing but hypocrites claiming they love Jesus. And you know Jesus wouldn't do none of those things. So how do it feel? How do it feel when the hunter become the hunted? How do it feel when the dog catch the car? How do it feel? See, that's the only thing that you're going to understand. You playing that dumb role, like Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi. There ain't no way Pam Bondi should have been confirmed to be an attorney general. Kash Patel. That was part of January 6th. My God, how have America fallen? But God is raising up the black and the brown people. The black and the brown people is the majority of the people in the world. Most of all the land mass is where black and brown people live. The Caucasian people, only 10% of the world's population. And to show you how arrogant and cocky he is, 10% of the population is trying to go against 90% of the population. Trying to go against everything that's in the Constitution. Trying to destroy the Constitution. Black and brown people, they pledge their allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God, right? But indivisible with liberty and justice for all. See, what the white people claim that they love was the Constitution. They didn't love the Constitution. They loved the Constitution because it excluded black and brown people. It excluded females. That's what they liked about the Constitution when they invented it. Is that black people was animals. Women didn't have no rights. And they deemed the landowners was the only one that could vote. The male white man was the only one that could vote and own land. Even poor white men couldn't vote because they didn't own no land. See, they did the Constitution for prejudiced white people. They didn't do it for all. But then they amended the Constitution where they included Native Americans as Americans and black people as Americans. Now they hate it because that same Constitution that they held people in slavery, that same Constitution that wouldn't let black people bear arms, that same Constitution that wouldn't let people go to school, now black women are the most educated in America. Everything that they used against us, all the stuff they used to put their foot around our neck, God had brought it right back around to them. Whatsoever someone do to you, God said, you have the same rights to do to them. Whatsoever measure you meet, whatever you dish out, it shall come right back to you again. So whenever you do somebody wrong, you need to start looking back. Because somebody is getting ready to do you wrong. Every time you lie and deceive, there is somebody right behind you that's lying on you. That's the law and the prophet. Just think about what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5. He said in Matthew, he said, think not. This is Jesus talking. He said, think not that I come to send peace on earth. He said, I didn't come to send peace on earth. He says, I come with the sword. I come to turn the son against his father and the father against his son. I come to turn the mother against her daughter and the daughter against her mother and the mother-in-law against her and against her mother-in-law. That's what I come to do. I did not come to send peace on the earth, but I come with the sword. I come to turn the father against the son, and the daughter against the mother, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. He also says in Matthew 5, think not I come to destroy the law or the prophet. He said, I didn't come to destroy the law or the prophet. I come to fulfill what the prophet said. Until heaven and earth pass, that one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. So that means that the law and the prophet is side by side. A prophet is someone that prophesied the coming of the Messiah. And when the Messiah came and fulfilled the prophecy, that's what we live in now, the new covenant. The old covenant was to bring us to Christ. And when the new covenant came, now we living under Christ, under the new covenant, because the two covenants can't stand at the same time. The Old Testament was a schoolmaster. And the schoolmaster is the one that brought us to Christ. Once we found Christ, there was no more need for a schoolmaster. Now we follow Christ. We let Christ lead us and guide us in the way that he would have us to go. How do it feel, prejudiced white people? How do it feel that you know now that black and brown people are not scared of the MAGA? We don't want to go to war. We want peace. We believe in love, joy, meekness, long suffering. We believe in justice. We believe in freedom. But when someone is trying to take away our rights just because of the color of our skin, we have no choice but to fight. Fight for our rights. Fight for our freedom to assemble, our freedom of our religion, our freedom of the press, our freedom to petition our government. Those freedoms are guaranteed. They're guaranteed by God, and they're guaranteed by the Constitution. We will defend the Constitution at all costs, even unto war. We ain't gonna start nothing, but if it comes, we're gonna fight to win.